Thank you very much, Esben, for this very exhaustive and clear presentation. I like the term, we need to modernize the EU guidance. And I think that, well, little by little, we are moving in that direction of modernize. And so I will present to you some slides about what is the current situation in Europe, exactly in the direction of modernize this obsolete guidance. So as we were saying, the interest in the context is the following: the interest in the consumption of probiotics in food and food beverage and dietary supplements continue to grow. But currently, we see that the nutrition and health claim regulation is applied differently depending on the interpretation by member states authorities. And we will see that some of these interpretations, most of these interpretations, are totally complying with the nutrition and health claim regulation. We need to have a more consistent approach in the EU, because this will be in the interest of stakeholders and consumers. And we need, therefore, to fostering the harmonization and condition of use for the 10 probiotics in food, beverage, and dietary supplements. Now we will see within the nutrition and health claim regulation, what is probiotic? Probiotic can be a nutrition claim. Yes, it can be if in the naming of the substance or category of substances, there is only a factual information complying with the condition of use of the claim contains. So this is a possibility that exists and is used, for example, for fiber, for vitamins, antioxidant. Probiotic as health claim, it can be, but under specific condition, if in the naming of the substance there is a description or indication of a specific functionality implying an health effect. In this case, we will go through the EFSA process of evaluation. We will require a positive evaluation, and then there will be an approval of the European Commission of the specific wording of the claim. Probiotic as a general non-specific health claim is also a possibility, which is actually used in some countries using Article 10 of the Nutrition and Claims Regulation. We will see later, it means that when you have a claim which is approved, you can use the term probiotic close to that claim. Let's move on. We see here what is the current situation in Europe. We see that there has been an evolution in the last 2 years especially, and we now see at least 9 countries that are using the term probiotics on label, or with the reference to the nutritional physiological effect, so one of the possibilities foreseen in the Nutrition and Claims Regulation, or as the name of the category. So we move on. We see that, yes, well, just to put this in the context, as we were saying before, the lack of a real approach at European level and the fact that the Commission is only interpreting the term probiotic as an example of health claim is clearly affecting the market, is clearly creating problems at European level and not giving the right information to the consumers. And this has led the individual member states to adopt national guidelines to allow labeling with the term probiotics. Now here we see a little bit, we can make a classification in 3 groups. So there is a group of countries which, under certain conditions, allow the use of the term probiotics on the label, either a sort of nutrition claim or as the name of the category. And we have Bulgaria, Czech Republic. The first 2 countries were Czech Republic and Italy. Italy has national guidelines. We will see later more specifically the content of the Italian guidelines. Then Bulgaria, on a case-by-case basis, has more an approach as nutrition claim. Then we have Denmark and Netherlands recently clearly stated the possibility of the use of the term in relation to, as a category, in relation to supplements. And Denmark is following a little bit the same direction. But Denmark is also advocating for a more global approach in Europe. So the interesting elements was the Spain guidance in October 2020, where a number of things were indicated. And so due to the fact that other countries were exporting probiotics, product labeled with the term probiotics in Spain, Spain decided also to allow the use of the term probiotics for the product produced in Spain. Then we have another group of countries which are using the term probiotics linked with the authorized health claim. The only authorized health claim is yogurt and live culture digestion. So yogurt improve yogurt improve lactose digestion. And some countries issued guidance, national guidance, of course, indicating the possibility of using probiotic with this wording. These are France. The Spain guidance are also including this possibility. United Kingdom, Belgium, Netherlands, and Portugal is a more a de facto approach. I forgot to say that this overview is developed with the help of the regulatory committee of IPA Europe. So the information are based, and we will see later, with some legal reference which are provided by the authorities. But in some cases, we have also some commercial practice in the countries. The third group of countries is countries that follow the EC interpretation on the use of the term as an health claim only. And in this case, the term probiotic is not allowed. We see some movement and some interest also from other countries like Sweden, but for the moment, this is the situation. We will come back afterwards on Germany, because despite the official position, the term is used on the label of supplements in Germany, linked with a specific authorized health claim like vitamin D. So here we will see, as I said, in some cases we have the reference to the national rule and national guidelines. In other cases, we know that it's more a factual situation, or more like Bulgaria, a case-to-case approach. Here again, you have the reference to Spain, to the guidance of Spain. Denmark, in May 2021, starting the use of stated that the use of the term probiotics can be used on the label of the product as a mandatory category term for food supplements. But the legal reference is the directive on food supplements in this case. And this was the approach of Netherlands, who expressed himself also on March 2021. So we see that the situation is evolving because countries see the need to regulate in a way or in another the use of the term. Yes, in France we have the Q&A with the use of the yogurt claim with the term probiotic. But we know also that some countries are thinking to some guidelines, and so the situation is still. We will probably see further evolution in the next few months. We know that, for example, the United Kingdom is working on guidance, and the authorities are open to discuss and to evaluate a national guidance for United Kingdom for the use of the term probiotic with some criteria. These are the countries that are still following the interpretation of the use of the term as an health claim only. As I said, despite the official position of Germany, in reality, the German authorities received the notification of labels for supplements mentioning probiotic and for example, vitamin D on the label. And with the procedure of notification, they don't have to answer in Germany. I mean, this is the way it works. They don't have to answer the authorities to each notification. So de facto, there are products on the market, supplements bringing the term probiotic on the German market. So what we can learn from this? It's clear that Europe does not have a clear or harmonized regulatory framework, and decisions can be made by individual member states. The current situation may go against the mutual recognition principle, which is what happened in Spain. In Spain, they saw that there were products coming in Spain bringing the term probiotic, so they said because of the mutual recognition principle, which is a principle of the treaty, when in European countries you have a product that is legally commercialized in a country, then another countries cannot refuse it. So in this case, Spain decided to allow the use of the term also in Spain. We certainly need a more flexible approach, but this flexible approach for IPA Europe doesn't mean that we are authorizing in a way the use of an health claim for probiotics. It is clear for us that an health claim for probiotics go through the EFSA process, but depending on the product and depending also on in which context we see the nutrition and health claim regulation, we can have a different approach and using the term probiotics for a category of products under certain criteria. As we said, the situation is evolving, and we strongly advocate the European Commission to really initiate a dialogue. In this context, we welcome the initiative of the Danish authorities because they wanted to they are reaching other European partners to open the discussion and look together for a more harmonized approach for probiotic and probiotic supplements in Europe. So to conclude, which are the messages from our side? We need to implement precise criteria and conditions to frame the term probiotic in food and food supplements. Depending on the characteristic of the product, the appropriate rule applies within the EU regulatory framework. And we have seen already that different countries are using different pieces of the nutrition and health claim regulation. Close to that, a clear labeling environment for probiotics across Europe is needed. And this harmonized approach will be positive, will help consumers and industries and the internal market, and will be certainly complying with the EU, with the European Farm-to-Fork strategy objectives. We invite you to visit our website to learn more about our activities, and the manifesto, as Ben was saying, the manifesto is available on our website. Unfortunately, we were not able to bring it here because there was a problem in the airport, but so it never arrived. But you can find it on the website. We thank you for your attention.